With almost every major cruise line releasing a new ship this year, Virgin Voyages is throwing their hat in the ring to be a top contender of releasing probably the best ship this year. Virgin Voyages is known as the fun, hip, adult-only cruise line. However, the new ship that they are releasing is taking it to the next level. Now, there are tons of things that make this ship stand out, so let's just dive right into it. My name is Kyle. If you're new here, you're watching the Boat Breakers, feel free to subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. We're giving away a free cruise. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get right into it. I don't want to waste your time. The Brilliant Lady has 20 dining venues on board the ship. We'll dive into that a little bit later in the video. We'll go through each venue. However, if you're not familiar with Virgin Voyages, there is no buffet on board these ships, which could be for better or for worse. However, all dining is included. There is no specialty dining, and there are some insane restaurants. So we'll take a look at those menus in just a minute. And of course, if we're going to talk about restaurants, we have to talk about bars. And there are 10 bars on board this ship, and they all look insane, and they all offer a unique vibe in each venue. With the exception of a few different dining venues, those can be found on all of Virgin's other ships. However, let's dive into what makes this ship insane. There are new and improved cabin features like ambient lighting, which is improved, rainfall showers, and the signature tablets that control your room's mood with temperature, lighting, music, and all of that other fun stuff that we've come to know from Virgin Voyages. They're also adding more balconies, which means you get to have more of those fun red hammocks on your balconies. On top of new and improved cabin features, they are doing new features that haven't been seen by the entire cruise industry, like a redesign of the hull. This is the first ever hull designed to minimize vibrations, making it a smoother sailing experience and less rocky. If you are down in the dungeons on the first and second floor in a room, you're not going to be hearing the engine room vibrate throughout the entire night like I have had on some different cruise lines. Not to mention, Virgin Voyages is up to date with Starlink, and they offer the fastest Wi-Fi at sea. You can quote me on that. That is apparently on their website. And to top it off, Virgin is super casual, and there is no dress code. So if you want to go to a restaurant and you want to have a bathing suit on, as long as you're covering it up and you're not wet, you're good to go, which is just really nice. It's a carefree vacation. But let's dive right into those restaurants that I was talking about a second ago, and let's go over some of the really new and exciting venues and some of the old ones that have a place in our hearts. This isn't new, but if you aren't familiar with Virgin, you have The Wake, which is a seafood and steakhouse. And honestly, I'm going to pop up the menu right here. It is an insane selection, and you have to remember that this is included in your dining. So you can have filet mignon and lamb chops literally every night if you decide to do so, which is insane compared to every other cruise line. Sticking on theme with Virgin Voyages being a little bit different, you have Gunbae, which is a Korean barbecue spot where you can cook your own meat and have fun with soju drinking games. Up next, we have Extra Virgin, which is the Italian restaurant on board. It offers some classic Italian fare and nothing really too crazy about this one. Pink Agave, which offers the largest selection of tequila and mezcal at sea and also has a DJ which curates the vibes. It's a party atmosphere here. Up next, we have Rojo by Razzle Dazzle. This is the new Spanish-inspired restaurant that is spotlighting paella, tapas, and cocktails that is going to be exclusive to the Brilliant Lady. It's also supposed to have a headlining dinner show, so you get to have dinner and a show, which is really cool. And you do have some other cruise lines that do something similar to this, but honestly, with Pink Agave having a DJ in a really upbeat, lively environment, you could expect the same from this restaurant. Test Kitchen, where you get to go and meet the culinary team. Again, this is free. You don't have to pay for the chef's table. You get to actually go to the kitchen, meet the chefs, and have a very personal interaction with the entire culinary team, and you get served some really cool dishes that you wouldn't get served on any other restaurant. The Dock and the Dock House, which is pretty much just a Mediterranean lounge that offers an extensive rosé program. It's giving Greek vibes. It's a very fun, upbeat environment. And then the Galley, which is a food hall. This is as close to a buffet as you'll get on Virgin Voyages. It has 12 different stations, ranging from a soup and salad restaurant to a sushi restaurant to a pizza restaurant to a taco restaurant to a deli. So you're not going to go hungry finding food here. There is an option for pretty much anyone, even picky eaters, at this spot. Breakfast is served at the gallery from 6:30 to 11 a.m. Lunch is served from 12 to 3 p.m., so a little short of a window. And then dinner is offered from 5 to 10 p.m. at all of the venues in the gallery. However, there are 2 spots open for extra late night, if you're having some cravings, you have the burger restaurant, which is open until 2 a.m. So if you want to get out of the club and get a burger, you can do that. And also there is the Diner and Dash station, which is open 24/7 for some quick and easy bites. So you can go there at 2, 3, 4 a.m. If you're having yourself a night, there still will be food for you for free. So obviously, if we talk about food on vacation, we have to talk about the other thing that everyone gets really excited about, and that's the drinking. So let's talk about the 10 bars on board the Brilliant Lady. You have the Aquatic Club bar, which is just a poolside bar that offers your fun, standard tropical drinks. You have Drought House, which is an industrial style pub that offers microbrews and really cool craft spirits. Gym and Tonic, haha, which is focused on being healthy. So this is like smoothies and protein shakes. On the Rocks, which is a sophisticated, classy, aged spirit selection. So you come here to drink something on the rocks and take it easy for the night. Then you have Sip Lounge, which is an elegant, a lot of elegance here on the Brilliant Lady. Champagne and caviar bar. So if you're feeling extra classy, extra bougie, you can go there and have some caviar and some champagne. Richard's Rooftop, which is a VIP sun roof deck bar, which looks absolutely incredible, and it looks like there is a lot going on there. Definitely keeping the vibes high. The Sun Club Bar, which is another outdoor bar, which specializes in frozen cocktails, which is always really nice to cool down on a hot day. And then you have other standard bars like the Casino Bar, the Loose Cannon, and Grounds Club. Now, obviously, Virgin Voyages is an adult-only cruise line, which means they do have edgier entertainment like drag brunch and drag bingo. So it is a very inclusive environment, which means that may turn some people off, or that might bring some people in just to go let loose and not have a care in the world. So whether you like that or whether you don't, I'm just telling you, Virgin Voyages is indeed a safe space for all groups of people. On top of that, they have other entertainment like karaoke and arcade games. And there is also a really cool retail sector, which has things like a vinyl store, a tattoo parlor. So if you're drunk and you want to make a terrible decision, you can go to the tattoo parlor and get tattooed in the middle of the ocean, which is kind of cool. And other jewelry stores that you'll find on other cruise lines. So this ship is going to be sailing this year, and it is really refreshing that it's not a gigantic mega ship. This ship is offering sailings in the Panama Canal to give you an idea of the size. So it's not this massive ship. It is just beautifully crafted. It's going to be more intimate, so you get more staff with each passenger. You can have those personal experiences where the staff might remember your name. When you're on those bigger ships like Royal Caribbean's new ships, you kind of just get lost in translation because they're taking care of so many people every week for their entire contract, which means you do kind of just become a number to the staff. This is definitely a more intimate experience, and you're definitely paying for that because Virgin is a little bit more expensive than Royal, and Royal is pretty pricey to begin with. Virgin also puts a major emphasis on wellness. So you have yoga classes, fitness classes, there's boxing, there's tons of activities if you're an active person to do. And even if you don't want to be active, you can do the same old lounge by the pool with your cocktails. They make it very easy. They are, again, very inclusive of pretty much everybody. They thought about everybody when they were building their ships and putting together their itineraries and daily agendas. So let me know in the comments, are you going to be sailing Virgin? Have you sailed Virgin before? Because we are looking to go on it in November. So we're super excited for that. And honestly, doing the research for this video made me really excited for just seeing what Virgin's all about. Let us know in the comments. My name is Kyle. Take it easy and peace.